The modern version of pirating is for a guy our age to become a DJ.
Blackbeard, Captain Kidd, the Gentleman Pirate.
Well, the first two are like very, very talented pirates.
But the last one is the scariest of them all. Instead of killing with weapons, he kills with kindness.
Oh, right, so you're the gentleman pirate then?
Well, sus!
I play Steve Bonnet, the man that you can't believe, but maybe you'll just go along with. He's an aristocrat from over 300 years ago who had everything, a wealthy landowner living in Barbados who decided to give up everything to go and become a pirate. And that includes leaving his wife and children. He had enough cash to make his own pirate ship happen, put a library in it, and then found a crew, paid them a wage so he could live his dream, his ridiculous adventure, which was, a midlife crisis, really. Then he met Blackbeard.
Hello, everyone, I'm Blackbeard. Huge fan, sir. Huge.
And that's the true story, and then it goes from there.
One appears to be a heavy-set woman in a silk dressing gown.
Everybody hide!
I think the midlife crisis of it is very relatable. And blowing your life up is very relatable. And I think watching this person try to figure out, how to do this ridiculous thing. It's one of the world's great midlife crises, to become a pirate.
I think you're going to find that all of the answers are going to be about us having midlife crisis. Talking to 4 aging men who are
uncomfortable in their state
and still haven't got a real job.
Is you supposed to be? I'm Steed. He's a gentleman pirate. You're an idiot.
Jackie is a bitch in charge. You know what I'm saying? A bad bitch in charge. Like, she's been through stuff. She's been through stuff if she's lost her hand. So she's fought many battles. She's fought enough battles to intimidate people. She runs things. She has a crew. She has her bar. She has a reputation of just being one of the baddest pirates that ever walked around. And she's still sexy doing that because she got 20 husbands. So, she's still keeping sexy. Like, yes, I just robbed you, but I'm cute.
Jim is the mysterious, sexy mute who's on the run. And although they are quiet, they are determined and very dangerous. They're also probably the most competent person in the crew of the Revenge, with Oluwande a close second.
Oluwande is probably a gentle, sexy journeyman pirate who prefers a life of peace. I suppose Oluwande is more set in, just collecting a wage and just having a chilled life of piracy. But his Cody Jim has different ideas. And Oluwande has to follow them because he don't want them to die, even though they keep putting them in crazy situations.
I love it. I love that combination because you really are like, Oluwande is like that. Let's avoid the violence. And Jim is like, if people get me wrong, I will stab you. Yeah, it's complete, we're both pulling on both ends.
Yeah. And then eventually Olu's like, guess they're gonna stab him, right? That's what we're doing then.
Wacky is somebody who really, really, really wants to be a pirate and is desperate for other people to see him as a pirate. But that, I think, sort of prevents him from actually being a pirate, if that makes sense. The desire to be seen as a badass pirate actually is the only thing preventing him from being truly badass.
Do these outfits maybe feel like an error in judgment? Or...
It's a power move. Make people feel underdressed and suddenly you're the one in charge.
Lucius he's the scribe on the ship, so he's the only crew member that can read and write. And the way the role was kind of explained to me when I was auditioning was that he's kind of like the intern who's way too smart for his job and way too smart to be there, which I loved. I've been that intern.
So when I got the breakdown for Roach, there was very little, actually. They just told me he's the cook and the surgeon on the ship. So I started thinking, okay, well, I'm a cook, I bake myself, and I used to play a doctor. So I just combined those two and made him a pirate that way. And so for me, Roach is someone who's very feral you know, his name's Roach, you know, so he's all about surviving the apocalypse and the worst case scenarios, always looking, always aware of what's happening around him, and loves torture because, you know, as a doctor or a surgeon, he wants to, you know, play around with blood and meat, but, you know, pretending to be tough. Whereas deep down inside, I think all of us on this ship are just little boys trying to fit in.